The M&M boys made a lasting impression on their hometown faithful last night as the Bucs started their 6-game homestand at PNC Park in style. Andrew McCutchen and Lastings Village got the job done in the bottom of the ninth to get the Pirates the walk-off win against the Reds for the people. Tonight, John Russell looks to Daniel McCutchen to fill the shoes of their recovering Ross Ollendorf. McCutchen faces a Reds team he beat last year for his first big league win. Game 2 versus the Reds is next on FSN Pittsburgh. From Pittsburgh's PNC Park, it's Irish Night. Festivities going on out on Federal Street as the Pirates get ready to take on the Cincinnati Reds in Game 2 of the 3-game series. It's also a fireworks night on a very chilly evening in the Burgh. Not the Bengals and the Steelers, it's the Reds and the Pirates. Greg Brown along with Steve Blass. A nice win for the Pirates, a walk-off win last night, Steve.
Yeah, and the game itself really wasn't a Rembrandt, but you come away with a win. A win is a win. They're 5-5. The main thing, the Pirates did not get buried coming out of the gate. So far, so good. It
was Lastings Village in the first inning who dropped down that nice bunt and continues to show that tremendous hustle and determination. Later, his buddy Andrew McCutchen in the 9th inning with 2 outs gets the base hit, steals second, and scores on the base hit by Millage up the middle.
Isn't it fun to watch Andrew McCutchen run? I wish I could have bet on him stealing second base. That was a done deal. He was going to take off the game on the line. It was a wonderful thing to see.
The M&M boys so far so good this year. Andrew McCutchen off and running. He's reached base safely in 6 straight games. Millage really doing well with men in scoring position at a .462 clip. And Steve, Millage not necessarily showing a lot of power, but coming up clutch.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. You don't have to hit the ball over the fence. He is driving in very important runs that are very important to the Pittsburgh Pirates. So it doesn't matter how, it matters how many. He's getting the job done very nicely.
All right, we've talked about Andrew McCutchen. Now Daniel McCutchen will start tonight for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's because Ross Ollendorf was placed on the disabled list with those back issues.
And it shouldn't be anything strange for Daniel McCutchen. He's had enough Major League starts now.
All right, so it's McCutchen against Cueto for the Cincinnati Reds.
Very good numbers against the Pittsburgh Pirates last year, 4-1. This right-hander is going to be tough to deal with on a cool night.
Johnny Cueto starts for Cincinnati in Game 2 of the 3-game series. All kinds of Irish specials, and with a little luck, the Pirates can pull off another victory. Game 2 of the series is coming up next. And welcome back to chilly Pittsburgh, PA. 41 degrees, winds 11 miles per hour, so it feels like 35 degrees currently with those winds.
It's a great night to pitch, Greg. I'll tell you, pitchers love these kind of nights. Hitters hate them. So whatever the whatever the hitters hate, the pitchers love, and you can get inside, get in on those hands. It's tough to get loose and get that swing to get into a kind of a fluid feel. So going in, never know what's going to happen, but the pitchers have the edge going in.
The lineups for the Cincinnati Reds under Dusty Baker: Chris Dickerson, followed by Orlando Cabrera, riding a 6-game hitting streak. Cabrera will be followed by Joey Votto. Brandon Phillips hits cleanup. Johnny Gomes in left. Jay Bruce is the left-hand hitting right fielder. Ramon Hernandez does the catching. Miguel Cairo and Johnny Cueto. For the Pirates defensively, it's Millage, McCutchen, and Jones in the outfield, left to right. Delwyn Young makes his second start in the big leagues at third base. Jeff Clement at first. Cedeno Iwamura up the middle. Dolmet behind the plate, catching Daniel McCutchen.
Yeah, McCutchen's kind of an interesting story because he literally took the starting job away from Kevin Hart in spring training. I think Kevin Hart was kind of penciled in. I don't know if anybody wanted to admit it, but Kevin Hart did not pitch well. Daniel McCutchen had a very, very good spring, and so he got that 5th starting spot. Now, given that, his first start against Arizona was a disaster. 3 1/3 innings, 9 earned runs given up. So he needs to get a lot better than that. And on a pitcher's night, you hope that number one, that he can pitch ahead in the count, because he's not a power guy. He's not a guy that can come back and get a lot of strikeouts. So for him to be successful, hit the spots, pitch out in front in the count, and keep the ball in the ballpark. He gave up 3 home runs in that loss against Arizona.
Village people are back, fired up for their buddy Lastings in left field. And a little toss to his people.
Who dropped the ball?
Look at, they are Millage people, aren't they?
They are. YMCA.
Obviously a playoff, the group, the Village people. And now Chris Dickerson leads off and shows bunt from McCutchen and takes ball 1.
Yeah, the Reds 5-6, Pirates 5-5 going into the second game of a 3-game set.
Dickerson hit a pinch hit triple to lead off the 9th inning last night off Octavio Dotel, and he scored the tying run. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, McCutchen's going to be in the high 80s, 87, 88, 89, and he's going to be the warmest guy out there. So that's another reason you want to pitch, because everybody else is going to have to stand around a good bit. That pitch misses. But
Steve,
you get the ball and you get to keep warm a little bit.
I was going to say, this could change, but he's not afraid.
No,
McCutchen.
No.
Really, of anything. He certainly doesn't mind the weather and normally throws strikes. Now, some people, Lastings Millage, a Bradenton, Florida native, not all that keen with this 41 degrees. But a guy like Daniel McCutchen, as you say, Steve, these pitchers like this, or they should anyway. And it's 3-2.
Drafted by the Yankees back in 2006 in the 13th round out of McKinney, Texas. Yeah, you got to embrace the opportunity. You can't be concerned about it or apprehensive about it. I think he showed a lot in spring training when he had to have a great spring, and he can't control what the competition does. In this case, Kevin Hart. He has to go out and try to do what he's going to do. And he would be the first one to embrace a rotation with he and Kevin Hart both in it. But he's trying to win a job. He won the job.
3-2 count on Chris Dickerson. And he gets him.
Nice comeback from the 3-1 count.
So Daniel McCutchen strikes out Chris Dickerson to start the ball game.
The same way Zach Duke struck out Drew Stubbs last night, and he gets a little help from the leadoff man as Dickerson chases a bad pitch that would have been ball 4, but it becomes strike 3.
Selected August 31st of last year, made his major league debut that afternoon against Cincinnati. 0-1 the count on Orlando Cabrera, the new shortstop this year, the veteran. Lines this ball out of play. And we'll get to the PNC achievement. First career win, October 2nd against the Reds. 6 1/3, 4 hits, a run, couple of walks, 5 strikeouts. Our PNC achievement brought to you by PNC, for the achiever in us all.
Nicely placed fastball up and in. That can help you set up a lot of options. You can stay inside. We've shown him you can come inside. You can go back outside now, and that's exactly where Ryan Doumit wants it, outside, and nicely delivered. Little slider out there. That's a kind of a teaser slider in a 2-strike situation. You will get some major league batters that will take a run at that pitch.
Well, there's the new third baseman, and that's going to cost the Pirates an out.
And they get lucky that the ball stays in play.
Now, a third baseman who knows the position immediately comes over and cuts that ball off, with Cedeno playing deep short, but this is all new to Delwyn Young.
Yep. That's the only play really that's available. It goes under his glove, and then it's a done deal. And one thing you can see there, it's kind of a circle, kind of a route that he goes after that ball instead of cutting straight across. And again, that's a lack of experience. He's not been out there very often. It's got to be a direct line across in front of the shortstop, not a kind of a circle like a half moon, and then come in.
Now, Bluff started first base. It's ball 1 on Votto. Just what Steve was talking about just now. You just see the end of that half moon circle by Delwyn Young.
But that's compounded by the fact the ball goes under the glove instead of in it.
1 ball, no strikes, the count. Good move over there by Daniel McCutchen. Delwyn Young is playing just his 2nd game this season at third base. And in fact, he said that all told, before this year, he played about 5 innings in the minor leagues sporadically a few years ago in the Dodgers system at Double-A. So a guy got ejected one game. He played about 3 innings, and then somebody got hurt later in the season. So that is his experience at third base, aside from that one stint. And spring training this year, a little bit of action. And then he made his first professional start at third base last Sunday in Arizona against the Diamondbacks.
Well, the Pirates got away with some shaky defense last night. They came away with a 4-3 win, so all's well that ends well. But there were some shaky moments in last night's game that Zach Duke had a lot to do with cleaning up.
And just to try to clean up this, Delwyn Young at third base talking to John Russell about why he decided, as you take a look at Zach Duke, we got all those ground ball outs, 14 ground ball outs last night. John Russell said that had Paul Mahalam or Zach Duke been on the mound tonight, he probably wouldn't have used Delwyn Young because those are ground ball pitchers. Bobby Crosby probably would have played third. 2-1 the count. Andy LaRoche is out with a stiff back. He tweaked it last night. There's John Russell, the Pirate skipper, who hopes to have Andy LaRoche back Tuesday.
And you got to keep an eye on Cabrera right now in this 2-1 count. Not going this time.
And a base hit. First and second. Talking about Andy LaRoche jarring that back on a couple of pickoffs last night. That was the second one, and that's when Carlos Garcia, the first base coach, says, let's get Brad Henderson, the trainer, out, and John Russell, and they decide they better get him out of there. So the back spasm, Steve,
starting to catch up with flu-like symptoms.
Yeah, I mean, you got Ohlendorf and LaRoche. You've got Votto and Roland for the Reds. Back issues. Daniel McCutchen now facing Brandon Phillips. And really, Steve, you think with a guy like Daniel McCutchen, you need solid defense because they're going to put the ball in play.
Absolutely.
He throws a lot of strikes. So here's one instance where there should be 2 outs and a runner on first. Instead, it's 2 on with just 1 out, and the very dangerous Brandon Phillips at the plate. One ball, 1 strike.
And I've not seen Brandon Phillips have too many really disastrous at bats against the Pirates. He has a good approach to hitting. He's a professional major league hitter.
He drove in last year 98 runs, 21 of them, 21 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Imagine that. That's the most RBIs in a season by a Reds player, the third highest total since 1955. Tony Perez drove in 23. No surprise to you, Steve, I'm sure. In 1967.
I was part of that.
Hal Morris drove in 22 in 1994. And last year, Brandon Phillips knocked in 21.
Nicely done. Not giving in and throwing the fastball there. Threw him a slide. Looked like a slider. Brandon Phillips is looking for the fastball in a hitter's count. But that's a dandy slider. I like that look at it because you see the entire flight of the ball, and that was nicely placed. Let's see if he stays with that. Does Domit slide out now for another slider?
Yeah, but it missed. Now 3-2.
This is the age-old decision now. Do you go with a slider because you know he's looking for a fastball?
Tough call.
Yep. A well-placed slider gets you an out 90% of the time. Fastball, not nearly as high. Tries the slider, misses.
Bases loaded.
Well, we saw enough free passes last night in the 8th inning as Joe Kerrigan's going to come out and talk with Daniel, because he has really gotten himself in a tough spot with that walk after not getting much help on the infield. But, you know, as a pitcher, you know, we talk about the play that should have been made. Absolutely. But as a pitcher, you can't control what happened previously. You can control from that point on. And, you know, there have been some pitchers that I've known say, well, it doesn't matter what happens now. These are all going to be unearned runs. You want to shoot that pitcher because you've got a job to do, and they're going to help you more times than hurt you. And you need to pick up your teammates. As you take a look at Paul Schreiber and Joe West, the crew chief, and the rest of the troops working the bases.
A fly ball to right center field. It'll give the Reds the early lead. Eric Jones makes the catch. Cabrera tagging and scoring. And moving to third, Votto, 1-0 sac fly for Johnny Gomes.
Take a look at this pitch. Upstairs, and that lets the hitter elevate. And Greg was talking about Daniel McCutchen being primarily a fly ball type of a pitcher. Doesn't throw that sinker as much. He's more straight with the fastball. He'll try to keep the slider down as much as possible, but when he elevates, the ball's going to go to the outfield. It's going to go up in the air at least, many times the outfield.
Ball one on Jay Bruce. Right fielder last night 0 for 3, but walked with the bases loaded in the 8th inning, giving him his first RBI of the season.
And this is a dangerous situation. This guy can hit the ball a long, long way, evidenced by what we saw in his major league debut against the Pirates. Got tremendous power, and he's in a great hitter's count right now.
2-0 on Jay Bruce. First and third, 2 outs. 3 balls, no strikes.
Not so sure if that was a slider or a ball he might try to turn over and keep the ball down. Sinking fastball. Ryan Domit looking over and seeing if they want to issue a intentional walk here. They came back and get in the at bat, 3-1. Not unusual to see Lasting's millage well over into left center field. Well over there.
And bounce to first. Right there is Clement. So it could have been worse for Daniel McCutchen. Held the fort. And after a half inning, Reds 1, Pirates come to bat. Suzuki. Reds leading it 1-0. Aki Iwamura will lead things off, followed by Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen career against Johnny Cueto last season, 4 for 8 with a pair of home runs. Village, Garrett Jones, followed by Ryan Doman and Delwyn Young. Jeff Clement, Daniel McCutchen hits 8, and Ronnie Cedeno, the shortstop. For the Reds, Chris Dickerson is flanked by Johnny Gomes and Jay Bruce. The infield, left side, Cairo and Cabrera. Brandon Phillips, a Gold Glove winner 2 years ago. At second, Joey Votto, and he's real good at first base defensively. Ramon Hernandez behind the plate for Cueto.
Yeah, Johnny Cueto making his 3rd start. No decisions so far. A couple of starts. He's worked a total of 11 innings, given up 6 earned runs.
First pitch swinging and toward the gap in left center, but over quickly is Dickerson. That was on the button by Iwamura.
We're talking about Johnny Cueto in the open, having done very good work against the Pirates last year, 4-1 in his 5 opportunities. Lost the first time, and won the next 4.
Shows bunt, takes ball 1.
Johnny Cueto off the strikeout pace that we're used to seeing him have. First 11 innings, just 5 strikeouts.
And hit by the check swing. He hit 14 batters, if I'm not mistaken, last year.
Tied for close to the top in Major League statistics in that category.
And spent some time on the disabled list with right shoulder inflammation.
There's that good slider. 11 and 11 last year, his 2nd full season. What was it? He was teamed up with Edison Volquez. They were 2 of the really phenoms that the Reds had coming up through the system.
The Dominican Dandies. His pitch rides in on McCutchen. It's
first 2 years of his career, better before the All-Star break. A little bit of a fade in both of his first 2 seasons after the break.
Yeah, this is up and in, and it's ball 3, I guess. Almost got a piece of his jersey.
Yep. Can't really say chin music, more around the shoulders, but that does get your attention.
3-2 offering, and it's fouled back.
You know, I was down in the clubhouse before the game talking a little bit with Andrew McCutchen about an unrelated baseball issue, and looked at him. He's had a t-shirt on. He is really put together. I mean, he's not that tall, but he has some very strong arms.
Yeah, that's a strong hit to right field for McCutchen, and let the games begin. It's an interesting game because Cueto does a real good job keeping runners close, while Ramon Hernandez, the veteran, threw out runners at a 25% clip last year. That's not good, but they didn't run much against Cueto last year, and when they did, they weren't successful.
But as you said, a real good at bat, because he came up and in with a very, very business-like fastball, and then gets a pitch out away, just goes with it, gets himself on base again. And he does get on base a lot.
Strike one on Millage.
First thing Andrew McCutchen did when he scored that winning run last night was point to first base to Lastings Millage, who drove him in. Kind of a neat look.
6 for 6 in stolen bases. Pirates 11 for 11. Best rate in the league.
And Millage made that play in the first inning last night by hustling. He really created a traffic situation at first base on that bunt, and that created the chaos. If he just kind of jogs down to first base, they've got a clear look at the action, clear look at the easy out at first base, but he congested the whole thing. I don't know if it was a bunt or just a ball he topped down.
It was a bunt. Push the bunt.
Yeah, push the bunt.
That's lined into left center field, and that's headed toward the wall. That's going to score McCutchen as Millage will head to second. Here's the throw to the plate, but there's the speed of Andrew McCutchen, an RBI double, and the M&M boys go right back to work. They ended the game last night. They start the game tonight, and they tie it at 1.
How much fun is that? We talk about the fun of watching Andrew go first to third or second to home. How about first to home? No contest, as Lastings goes downstairs, gets the ball off the ground, sends it into left center field, and you know at this point, when Gomes turns his back and has to chase it to that angle, it's a run. And he's just flying. That's just that wonderful stride. And at the end, oh yeah, he slide. I don't know if he had to or not.
Later, yeah.
A little frosting on the cake. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Fourth RBI for Millage. McCutchen scores his 11th run already. Good pace. It's the Pirates' 11th game.
Now Cueto can be had with a long ball, up in the mid-20s his first 2 seasons, so he's not immune to that. The Pirates make noise in the first inning, tie it up, back to square one, and still working.
An excellent changeup for Cueto, which is one of the reasons why, and this now in his 3rd year, lefties actually hit worse against him than do righties.
That fading changeup. All you got to do is visualize the opposite. Tom Glavine, a left-hander working to a right-hand batter. This is Cueto, right-hander working to lefty hitter, but Glavine just turned the ball over in that easy fade changeup on the outside part of the plate.
Garrett Jones hit the home run, his last home run against the lefty Clayton Kershaw on the first night game of the year at PNC Park, the 7th of this month. A first inning 3-run homer. Left-hander Clayton Kershaw now facing the righty Johnny Cueto. And a broken bat headed past Carlos Garcia. The out recorded at first.
Want to take a look at that RBI double? Downstairs, lifts it with authority over the shortstop's head, and it's hit hard enough where it finds the gap and they can't cut straight across.
Village people enjoying it, paying homage to their man. And Safe Auto Insurance reminds you that you're safe at home with Safe Auto, proudly supporting the Obadiah Cole Foundation for prostate cancer screening and awareness. Early detection is the cure. Ryan Doumit. Last night, Doumit was 1 for 4. He hit a shot to right field into the corner last night with 2 outs and nobody on. He tried to stretch it into a double and was thrown out easily on a nice play by Jay Bruce in the right field corner. Just a bullet to the shortstop Cabrera. And manager John Russell said before the game he really liked that play by Domet. Likes the aggressiveness. Said it was the right play to try and get into scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, I guess the justification on his part there was that Bruce not only made a strong throw, but he handled the ball off the wall very quickly, very efficiently. So he had to do 2 things correctly and he did them both.
There's the right fielder, Jay Bruce.
A couple of switch hitters back to back in John Russell's lineup, Domet and Young.
Domet 4 for 10 lifetime against Cueto. And a pick by Hernandez. Otherwise, Millage would have scored. 3-2 the count. Blocked by the catcher, Ramon Hernandez. Keeps Millage at third for the time being. Pops it up. Headed toward the seats and onto the dugout roof. And into the seats it goes. 3-2. The count remains on Domet.
Okay, just want to point this out if I can make this happen with Johnny Cueto. Talking about his changeup that is effective against left-hand batters. And what happens, the ball goes in and then goes that way, fading. And many times a manager will have a right-handed lineup and that changeup comes in to a hitting area.
So it reduces its effect somewhat.
It negates the changeup that fades away.
And that is the 3rd walk that Domet has been able to coax this season out of the opposing pitcher. Cueto in the previous 2 starts, 11 innings, 4 walks. Steve said he really wasn't the same pitcher consistently all last year. He had a really difficult 12-start stretch before he was placed on the disabled list with shoulder inflammation. Down the stretch, he was much better, Steve.
Yeah,
last 6 starts, 3-1, a 3.63 ERA.
We got healthy.
Well, Delwyn Young now at the plate. Cueto also had some elbow soreness down the stretch in 2008, which might be a bit of a concern for the Reds and Dusty Baker. Not really fair that people will always relate Mark Pryor's injury to Dusty Baker, Steve. And Kerry Wood.
Yeah.
What is a manager supposed to do?
You cannot look inside somebody's elbow and shoulder. You cannot look inside. It's and releasing a baseball with that effort is a violent thing, and it's a strain on elbow, shoulder. It's a tough call. I mean, you can't get inside somebody to see what the tolerance level is.
But you also you wonder why people get so upset that managers don't stick with their starters longer and longer. And here's a guy that tried to do a little bit because these guys were very effective. Kerry Wood, Mark Pryor, they get shut down, and now he's blamed for it, for overworking these guys.
Yep. It is not fair.
2-1 the count. Dusty Baker, by the way, talked about Johnny Cueto. Said, I don't see him as one of those 6 1/3, 3-run quality start guys. He says that's a formula to get paid, not to win.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
2-1 the count on Delwyn Young, batting left-handed.
See, Dusty Baker's been around a long time, so he's seen both sides of that coin. He was around long enough to go way back and see the pitchers that pitched 7, 8, 9 innings every time. Not every time, most of the time. And now he's had to adjust. I talked to Joe Torre, and we're going to hear that interview, part of it on the radio side tomorrow, about Joe having to adjust to the modern age of Major League pitching.
There's Dusty Baker. And Delwyn Young, a pop up to shallow left field, and that's going to drop in. Pirates lead 2-1. Delwyn Young, John Russell put him in there for the bat.
A ringing double.
That's what it'll look like in that scorecard. And Millage had a ringing double. He scores to give the Pirates the lead. 2-1 Pirates. Delwyn Young's 4th RBI.
Just a little perfectly placed flare off the handle. A pitcher's pitch, a hitter's luck. The luck of the Irish?
That's right. Irish night here at PNC Park. Delwyn Young, the double, scoring Millage and moving Domit to 3rd. Pitching coach Brian Price out to talk to Cueto. Joe Kerrigan talking to Don Long, the Pirates hitting coach. Tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome and enjoy our Reds-Pirates ball game.
And
thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do, what you represent.
Intentionally walk Clement.
Load him up, see if Daniel McCutchen can put the ball in play.
And they'll intentionally walk to set up the matchup, Cueto and Daniel McCutchen. As they do that, good work on the part of Pirate fans and the Pirates Charities, and their minor league affiliate, the West Virginia Power, took cash donations from fans entering the ballpark to benefit the Montcole Mining Disaster Fund, established to help those families who lost loved ones in the Upper Big Branch mine explosion that occurred on April the 5th. 29 miners killed. Pirates Charities and the West Virginia Power representatives stationed at the entrance gates of PNC Park and Appalachian Power Park, home of the Power, tonight. And McCutchen taps it. McCutchen's got pretty good speed for a pitcher, but he's going to be out by a half a step. Close play at first. Pirates send 8 men to the plate. They pick up 2. Lasting's Millage, the line double, brought home Andrew McCutchen with the first run to tie it. Pirates take the lead 2-1. PNC Park, the Pirates and Dick's Sporting Goods, partnering to provide 27 children from Allegheny County Children, Youth, and Families Division with a shopping day at Dick's store at the mall at Robinson. John Rayner, Paul Mahalam, and other Pirates this morning helping kids shop, followed by a complimentary luncheon for the kids until noon. There's Andrew McCutchen, mission of CYF to protect children at risk of abuse and neglect. Garrett Jones, also preserve families wherever possible and assure permanent homes for children ages 8 through 14 years of age. Jack Tashner also participated for the Pirates. Charlie Morton, Lasting's Millage.
All right.
Each child receiving $150 in merchandise courtesy of Dick's and the Pirates. And there's team president Frank Coonley. Good stuff. Boy, the Pirates were real busy throughout the day today. Pirates hitting coach Don Long had a clinic at the Pirates Community Baseball Center for the RBI program, reviving baseball in the inner cities. More than 900 young athletes participate in the Pittsburgh RBI program. Ball bounced to first, and a little hop for Clement, and a toss to McCutchen. Hernandez retired.
That's the way you do it. That's the way you practice it every day in spring training. The ball is hit on that side, you just instantly react. And you practice it enough so you don't have to stop to think about it. You just, the ball is hit there, you go there. Take time to think, you're going to be a step late. That's the way the 3-1 play is supposed to go.
Daniel McCutchen, who, like his skipper, attended Norman High School in Oklahoma. He graduated in 2001. John Russell, 1979 grad of that high school. The strike is called on Miguel Cairo, a man who will turn 36 years old in 3 weeks.
Danny McCutchen was drafted 3 times before he finally signed with the Yankees in 2006. Good slider. There's the good slider.
Drafted out of the University of Oklahoma.
The purpose of the slider is that if you miss, it misses away. You never want to miss back in. You hit the outside corner or send it further out. That way you don't get hurt with it. Don't need to go quite that far out.
John Russell always speaks proudly of his days at not only Norman High School, but also, like this pitcher Daniel McCutchen, out of the University of Oklahoma. 2-2 the count on Cairo. His 9th major league team.
Well, you know, speaking of that, we had a guest up in the booth before the game of catchers that can find a niche and back up. Maybe not the primary catcher all the time, but Ron Brand, former Pirate, 1963. Ron caught for the Pirates. I played a lot of baseball with Ronnie Brand, a catcher in the system for a lot of years. Now scouting for the New York Yankees. Did that sort of thing. Fashioned a major league career out of maybe not being the primary catcher, but he did a lot of catching because he knew what his role was. He knew where he could best help a ball club, and created a major league career for him.
Ball hit in the air to Andrew McCutchen as he drifts back. Cairo will be the second out of the inning. 2 down. Brings up Johnny Cueto. We're in the home stretch for the 2010 census. It's not too late. Fill out and mail back your census form today.
Is that a pass fail? Or is it, it's just, no, you just do it.
I guess you just do it.
Okay. I didn't know about those questions.
Strike 1 on Cueto. One ball, 1 strike. As Daniel McCutchen tries to put down the Reds in order.
He'll be throwing his 40th pitch. You don't want to average 20 pitches per inning, but a lot of that took place in the first inning, so he's got a chance to really tighten it up here, and does.
12-pitch inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Redlegs. 1.5 played in Pittsburgh, PA. Pirates lead the Reds 2-1. Off against Johnny Cueto.
The Hardy are out watching the Buccos tonight.
Yep. Chilly evening. And tomorrow afternoon, the series will conclude. It's supposed to be a much nicer day here in Pittsburgh. Hope you'll come on out. Youngsters will receive a replica home jersey. And Andy LaRoche,
yep,
replica jersey. Compliments of Ballpark Franks and Giant Eagle. Kids Day at the ballpark. Ball one on Cedeno. Ronnie Cedeno last night, 2 more hits, 2 for 4, now batting a lusty .343 on the year, and hits this one deep to left. Back is Gomes toward the wall, and gone. Ronnie Cedeno's first gives the Pirates a 3-1 lead in the second.
He's got no problem with batting ninth. Came in at .343. He has added to that and added to the Pirate lead. I was surprised that Gomes didn't go back further, Greg, because that ball did not get into the stands by much. Gomes went a few steps and then just started watching it, and we were hoping it would carry enough. Right in the wheelhouse. Up, in, not far enough up, not far enough in, and then out.
Top of the order, Aki Iwamura lined out to center field in the first inning. Pirates now lead 3-1. Cedeno hit 10 home runs last year combined with Seattle and Pittsburgh. Pirates and other clubs have always been intrigued by what he might be able to do if he could put it all together in a full year. He did play 1 full year for the Cubs in 2006. Hit 6 homers and drove in 41. Pretty effortless swing there, Steve, from Cedeno.
And there's Gomes. And that
ball barely out.
Yeah,
you're right.
I am so surprised he didn't get back there further just in case he had a chance to reach in. It's a playable wall. By that I mean it's not so high you can't reach up over. It is
no question.
A playable wall.
If he's back there, he's got a real legitimate shot of reaching up and catching that ball, as you can see on that replay. Just barely cleared. From the splash cam, a look.
Might have gotten the second row, might have gotten the first.
2-2 count on Iwamura. Leadoff home run for Cedeno.
See, that's another reason this left field is so tough to play. You think a ball that's hit that far is going to get out comfortably, but it's so big that he almost got burned. That ball had plenty of height. If it stays in the ballpark, he would have got burned. You know, they would have been really unhappy with him.
And now Gomes will make this easy play. And he's not a defensive whiz by any stretch, but he might have been fooled too, Steve, by that how that wall juts out. I mean, it's 325 in the corner, but it gets out in a hurry.
Yeah, hold out right there. You get a stretch right there where it's cheap, and then it gets over here where it's deep.
So,
how about that? That's the first time.
You've never done that in script, have you?
Yeah, see. You know, you have to do that yourself. You can't just push a button like Walkie does.
Wow. It's all manual stuff. Old school from Glass on the telescreen.
Well, that's what you can depend on.
Yeah. McCutchen singled and scored in the first. And the count 2-0.
Just when you think it's going to be entirely a pitcher's night because of the weather, we already had a good bit of offense. Much of it on the Pirates side.
Three balls, no strikes. .45 pitches thrown already by Cueto.
So every time you go that deep into counts and add to that pitch count, it shortens your outing. It's just the way it works. Dusty Baker just having to go twice to his bullpen last night.
And a relief for him because he'd gone through a tough 4-game stretch. He really Needed to rest many of those bullpen mates.
Yeah, because they were winning games in the 9th inning or the last at bat all the time.
Popped up to shallow right. Bruce coming over for the second out.
And had to go to the bullpen just twice because I thought it was a very impressive outing by the youngster Mike Leake. I thought he made a tremendous adjustment after getting knocked around with his fastball. He softened up, threw a lot of off-speed pitches, not you know, a tremendously high percentage, but used them very effectively and started doing some very serious pitching.
John Russell said that same thing, Steve. Asked him before the game about what he thought of Leake. He said exactly what you said, that he started to go soft in offensive counts, making that adjustment. He said, we'll know better next time when we face him. And Millage lines out to right field. Ronnie Cedeno led off the bottom of the second inning with his first home run of the season. And a 3-1 Pirates lead. Welcome back. Time for a look at this day in Pirates history, brought to you by our friends at Day.
Ironically, the team that the Pirates got him
right.
from, the Dodgers.
Rule 5 pick.
They tried to hide him.
He would not play the second game. In right field, instead, it was Felipe Montemayor. The following game at the Polo Grounds against the Giants, Clemente on April the 18th would hit his first career home run against the Giants left-hander Don Little. On to the Hall of Fame, of course, for Roberto Clemente, the great one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. For those of you unaware, at the right field wall here at PNC Park, a tribute to Roberto Clemente, 21 feet high.
Watch out.
Lined sharply by number 21 of the Reds, Chris Dickerson. See the numbers 21 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, see,
there.
I can really draw tonight.
You're fired up. Man.
How about that?
Ooh.
Artiste.
Two balls, 2 strikes. All the players wore number 42 last night in tribute to Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson Day here. And now back to their uniform numbers, and this number 21 is picked by Cedeno. What a play! Wow!
That ball tried to eat him up. He just turned sideways, had the glove in the right spot. It spun him around, recovered, made the play. It's Ronnie Cedeno night here at the ballpark.
Oh.
That ball's blistered on the short hop. Olay and relay. Sweet.
Oh, little bobble. Lucky number 13 throws out Dickerson. Oh, that lined into left center field. Millage is over, and he can't cut it off, nor can McCutchen. It'll be a double for Orlando Cabrera.
The backup by McCutchen saves 90 feet as Lastings goes over. When he can't get it, Andrew has to be there, knocks it down. And that'll settle Cabrera down at second base. So now the challenge for Daniel McCutchen to keep it a 3-1 game, and the challenge will be represented right now by Joey Votto.
Turn, no one covering over at second.
Still, that will send anxiety through that runner. And that pitcher whirls around. He doesn't know what's going on in back of him. Usually the runner's responsibility is to check out as he backs away from second base, check out where the second baseman is, and the third base coach will help you with the shortstop behind you. That's how you take care of any pickoff situations. We got Cabrera there. Now he'll take his lead. He can't see what Cedeno is doing, but he's got to keep track of Iwamura, and he knows Aki is well off. Third base coach will help him with Cedeno. The pitch downstairs by Daniel.
Mark Berry in this case barking out to let Cabrera know how much further he can go, depending on where Cedeno is behind him.
He knows Aki is not a factor with the left hand hitting Votto up there. Just staying away from the 88-mile-an-hour fastball. A little something off the slider, or perhaps just a sinker. Downstairs, good downward movement. Well, more like a sinking fastball than a slider. Not much side-to-side movement.
Fouled out of play by Joey Votto. Singled in the first. Votto, who spent the first half of last year battling attacks from depression, anxiety after the death of his 52-year-old father in August of 2008. This one hard to the gap in right center, and this will bring home the second run for the Reds. Votto into second base with an RBI double.
So they catch the gaps, left center and now right center, to get back within one of the Pirates, and they're still in business.
Third RBI for Votto.
Not all that bad a pitch, about knee high, but Votto goes down and gets it. Those left-hand batters love to uppercut, go downstairs and lift the ball. That's exactly what he did.
He brings home Orlando Cabrera, who had doubled with one out. Three pretty hard hit balls here in the inning off McCutchen. And one out that was recorded a fine play by Cedeno. One hop smash from Dickerson. Phillips walked in the first. Now McCutchen not so sure. Steps off the back of the hill.
you do have to be a little bit careful here, Greg, because again, you've got Delwyn Young at third base. You know, the rhythm of coming in to cover a stolen base attempt, they might try to test him.
Ball one. Yeah, you have two very inexperienced corner men for the Pirates tonight. Clement, on the job training since spring training, and for Young, just his second professional start ever at third base, and it comes at the major league level. 2-0 the count on Brandon Phillips. Hutchin has walked one, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs to this point. Struck out the first batter of the game, Dickerson. 2-0 count on Brandon Phillips. And that's pulled foul. Goes to 2-1. Daniel McCutchen, 27 years old, born in McKinney, Texas.
And right now, knee deep in the heart of this Reds batting order.
Goes to 3-1. Pirates were considering the lefty Brian Burris for this start tonight, but recalled McCutchen as they placed Ohlendorf on the disabled list. There's Joe Kerrigan. Ohlendorf said today that he feels a lot better. In all likelihood, he would get a rehab start, you would think, in about 5 days down in the minors. And there's ball 4. And Joe Kerrigan with another trip to the hill.
You know, it almost looked a little bit, you know, you just speculate, so I never know, but I'll just say this, that almost had the sense that he was very concerned with Votto at second base.
Very concerned, yeah.
Like he was almost coming toward home plate and still hadn't directed everything back toward what he was going to do to home plate. And that might be entirely off the base, but it looked like he was dragging his attention from the runner to home plate a little bit.
Play ball for the chance to have your team recognized as the Trib Total Media Youth Baseball or Softball Team of the Month. Write a short essay to baseball at fsnpittsburgh.net telling us why, and your team could be featured during a Trib Total Media Pirates pregame show. Why should your team be the team of the month? Baseball at fsnpittsburgh.net. Johnny Gomes now. Sacrifice fly to right field in the first.
One out, the double play now is in order.
This guy doesn't get a lot of attention, doesn't get a ton of playing time, but over the years, he's a dangerous hitter. Hit 20 homers last year and 281 at-bats. Has 2 this season, and he takes ball 1. Johnny Gomes. He finished 3rd in the American League Rookie of the Year voting 5 years ago. Houston Street won it. The Oakland A's closer at the time. Robinson Cano finished 2nd, then Johnny Gomes.
And Daniel seems to be a little bit out of sync right now.
Ball's behind Gomes, 2-0.
And if he was throwing a lot of strikes, he might have gotten that call. That was a pretty good looking pitch. Just missed, apparently, outside.
The bullpen is stirring, and somebody's going to start to loosen up in the pen. 3-0. Evan Meek. Don't normally, of course, see Meek in the 3rd inning, but Russell will go to him early if necessary.
I think John would have liked it, gotten the pitch that misses again, not by much, but it misses. Probably would have been happy to get 5 innings out of Daniel, but it's going to be a challenge now.
Bases are loaded. You talk about a pivotal point in this ball game, with the Pirates leading by 1 run. The bases loaded at third. It's Votto, Phillips at second, Gomes at first, and Jay Bruce.
Well, the continuing issues of starting pitchers, with the exception of Zach Duke, it's been a struggle.
Yep.
And you hate to get in this situation now, and there's a pitch that misses, and Ryan Doman's going to talk to Daniel McCutchen. Not only talk to him, but buy some time for Evan Meek. Not only do you have a situation now, but your team has put 3 runs up on the board for you. So, you don't want to let those get away. And it's bad enough when you got this situation when your team is not scoring. But when you put a 3 spot up there, you work hard to get those runs. You don't want to let them all fade away.
1-0 count on Jay Bruce. Pirates leading by 1. And a fly ball to center. McCutchen. This will tie it. This throw will come toward third. And that's not very wise. Very little chance for McCutchen to get Phillips. And now Gomes goes into scoring position where a base hit can bring home a pair. 3-3.
All things considered, we'll give him a run on this play. You don't want to give him that extra 90 feet, but now if you can stop it at what it is, considering what it was, well, you haven't let the ball game get away.
Now Ramon Hernandez, hopefully that McCutchen decision. Andrew won't come back to haunt Daniel and the Pirates. And he will get Hernandez here and keep 2 men stranded in scoring position. Ramon Hernandez bounced to Clement at first in the 2nd inning. Bounce to Delwyn Young. And on to first.
Okay.
That does it. 2 runs come across. Game tied at 3 after 2.5. That was started about 5 years ago by Jack Wilson, the Bowling with the Bucks promotion, charity event, and you and Zach now have taken it upon yourselves to kind of captain that event and we're going to do it again and expecting a big crowd.
Yeah, we're really fortunate that they allowed us and asked us to, host this event. We're really looking forward to it. The Wilsons always did a great job, and looking forward to carry on the tradition.
That's Sunday, May the 9th. It'll be the 6th annual Bowling with the Bucks charity event. Pirates Charities and Leukemia and Lymphoma Society going to be benefiting from that event. Western Pennsylvania, West Virginia chapters. Fundraiser hosted by Zach and Kristen Duke. And Kristen joining us here in the booth at PNC Park. That's Sunday, May the 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. The AMF Noble Manor Lanes in Crafton.
Now you got to tell us what kind of bowler Zach is.
He's actually a really great bowler. He has his own personal bowling ball.
Okay, that's the tip-off.
Wow.
Yes, he's a great bowler. He really enjoys it.
Now, how about yourself?
I am not any good at real bowling. However, I can beat Zach in Wii bowling.
Can you?
Yes,
all right.
It's pretty much the only thing I can beat him at in games, live games or video games. But I'm the Wii bowling champion.
2-2. I asked Zach before the game, Kristen. I said, "Okay, give me something we can surprise Kristen with. Something something at the house that really decorated nice or whatever that would surprise." Now you surprise us with that. That you are. No wonder he didn't want to reveal that you are the Wii bowling champion at the house.
But now everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
That's right.
But it'll be real bowling on May the 9th.
It's always a great event. They're always well attended, and we're looking forward to it. Yeah.
And I guess you can contact Lindsay at the Pirates at 412-325-4776. And it really is. It's a great event. And what's neat about it, Kristen, is so many of the players do so many things. And you and Zach have already, in a short amount of time, done so many things for the community of Western Pennsylvania. And players, wives love doing it. But this is a really fun event for everybody. Players love this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great event for the players and their families, and also all the people who come out to support the cause. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is near and dear to our heart, just because I have a younger brother who had leukemia, and that's really why we chose to use that charity to donate half of the proceeds towards. So, yeah, we're looking forward to a great evening to support a great cause and do some good work.
Yeah, and the fans love getting close to the players and guys and talking to them and coaching them in their bowling. Because I see that the years we've gone there, they're telling the guys, and the guys are used to being coached, so in a different game, but they're very receptive to being better bowlers.
Yeah. Zach's always looking for some pointers on his game to improve it, even though he's already good. But he can never be good enough.
And a lot of the guys that the ball players are good bowlers. I mean, Jack was a terrific bowler.
Yeah.
3-1 on Doman. Again, the information. 1-800-5-BUCKS. Reserve your spot. You can also contact Lindsay directly at 412-325-4776. It is May the 9th, 6 to 9 p.m. AMF Noble Manor Lanes in Crafton.
Yeah, up in the Green Tree area. So, yeah, easy to get to. And we're expecting another great turnout. Yeah, it should be great.
Yeah, it should be a great event, and there's going to be lots of great food and drinks, too.
There you go. I knew that was coming up.
Come on, we're going to feed you dinner. You're going to have some good bowling and get to meet the Pirates, get some autographs. And there's also an auction there, a silent auction.
Oh,
so there'll be some really good items. I know Justin Morneau's All-Star jersey is autographed, and it's going to be one of the items.
Great. Bid often, bid early.
Yes, exactly.
Throw to first base, the runner back.
I'm going to be donating my expertise in how not to bowl. Well,
you're not a very good bowler, are you?
I'm not. I throw the
ball. Are you as bad as Walk, by the way?
No.
I've heard some horror stories about this guy.
Yeah, he's awful. He's just terrible.
I think he shot I'm not kidding. I think he shot like a 68 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he got 2 strikes in the last frame to do that.
A nice comeback for Walkie.
Well, we're looking forward to it, Kristen. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a fun night.
Thank you.
And we can't get rained out. See if we can.
Exactly. It's an indoor event, so there's no excuse not to buy your tickets and book it now.
Yeah, really, it's an event that is so well participated by so many players, the broadcasters, and if you haven't been out there for one of these Bowling with the Bucks events, do so. It's a ton of fun. 412-325-4776. Ask for Lindsay, or just call that 1-800-5-BUCKS number and reserve your roster spot. Bowling with the Bucks, Zach and Kristen Duke. Can't thank Kristen enough for all the work she and Zach do together in so many events around Pittsburgh, helping Western Pennsylvania. And this, Kristen, by the way, is for those of you who aren't aware, this is not new for you being on camera. I mean, you're used to this stuff. You met, as I understand it, you met Zach. You were working at Indianapolis when he was playing AAA ball there, right?
That is correct. We did. We met at AAA Indianapolis at the Indian Stadium. I was the on-field promotions MC, so the girl on the microphone. And I, actually didn't really want anything to do with him, but he was very persistent.
Is that right?
Yeah, he convinced me to go out on one date. He said, if it doesn't work, I won't bother you again.
I think it's worked.
And it worked. We're here now. We've been together 5 years, married for 3. So.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
We will really look forward to being with you on the night.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it too.
4-6-3 double play. Kristen, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Kristen Duke, our guest, and again, that is coming up on May the 9th. We head to the 4th inning here at PNC Park, tied at 3.
By Day Automotive, we're going to make your day.
It's time to check out the AT&T trivia question. Who was the pitcher when Pete Rose got the first of his major league record 4,256 hits?
Come on, me.
No, that means you know it when you say that, Steve. That's no fun.
I'm going to write down my guess right here. Okay. That's right.
Miguel Cairo takes ball 1. Flied out in the second. Well, this one far from decided, huh? Through 3 innings.
We were
3-3.
We were at this point last night, were
Yeah.
we? 3-3.
Yep. Popped up. Iwamura. 1 out. Now what you need here, what the Pirates need, what Daniel McCutchen needs.
What they got in the second inning.
Yeah, absolutely. Now in the second inning, he faced the 7, 8, 9 hitters and got Hernandez, Cairo, and Cueto 1, 2, 3. Here, he faces Cairo, Cueto, and then the top of the order and Dickerson. And a strike on the pitcher of the Reds, Johnny Cueto.
That name's so close to one of my favorite characters in all of movies.
Cato.
Cato.
Oh, yeah.
Cato. Where are you tonight, Cato? Come out from in back of the sofa. Chief Inspector Clouseau,
Yep.
Peter Sellers, all time. You must have a licence for your dog.
I probably shouldn't put you on the spot, but I will. What do you think the job Steve Martin did?
Not even close.
Really?
Not
See,
even
I
close.
thought he was great. So.
Not even close.
All right. Cueto shot, but right there,
Nice.
the former catcher, Clement.
That's getting down there and blocking that ball. If he doesn't get it in the glove, he's got it in front of the body, and they still get the out.
Hard
This
hit
ball
ball.
was blistered. Good position to make sure that ball does not get past him.
Jeff Clement doing the job at first.
Peter Sellers. Well, the accent. See, there's no way that I love Steve Martin. I just got through reading his book. Born Standing Up. You know, so he started out with stand-up comedy. Great read. I love the biographical book. I just read a book on Paul Newman. It wasn't a biography, but
written by a friend, huh?
Yep, John Hochner. I think it's Hochner. John Hochner. Paul and Me. It's titled.
Bounce to Clement. Down again.
Good
and
stuff. Good
on
stuff.
to first. There is that 1, 2, 3. 9 pitches. Good job by Daniel McCutchen. Head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is 3-all. Quick was that 4th, and so decisive that Carrasco sits down and McCutchen grabs the bat. We'll see how John Russell plays it. It looks as though he's going to give McCutchen a shot to go out for the 5th inning. Ideally, you'd like to see Clement reach and then McCutchen try and bunt him over.
And there's something we don't see very often. Johnny Cueto with a changeup that's not even close to the strike zone. I mean, he is known for having a very much above average changeup.
Two balls and a strike on Clement. A lot of excitement. The arrival of Edinson Volquez to the mix after being traded over from the Rangers, the Josh Hamilton deal. They already had the veterans in the rotation of Harang and Arroyo. And then Cueto and Volquez. Well, now they've got Mike Leake. We saw last night, it was a first-round pick last year out of Arizona State. Made his 2nd professional start last night. Was pretty impressive. Volquez still on the shelf after Tommy John. Should be ready by midsummer.
Harang is 0-2 with a 7.88 ERA.
Now, Harang not going to be long for the rotation. Certainly by this point next year, you wouldn't think, because they also have waiting in the wings the Cuban defector Aroldis Chapman. He and his 100-mile-per-hour fastball pitching down in the minor leagues. Clement down on strikes. So they're looking forward to that, Steve. With the
Why wouldn't you be 100 miles an hour?
Aroldis Chapman, they spent a lot of money to secure him. He's 21 years old. They signed him to a 6-year, $30 million contract with a signing bonus of $16.25 million. Cueto went up to get it, recovers and throws it away. And McCutchen will wind up at second base.
He can run.
Yeah, he's not Andrew, he's Daniel, but he runs awfully good for a pitcher.
So 2-base error, or maybe a hit and an error. Stay tuned. This is the example of a pitcher getting the ball and then hurrying, and needed to hurry, quite honestly, and then sends it down the right field line. Hit and an error.
Daniel McCutchen in scoring position. A base hit and an error on Cueto.
Error charged on the Cincinnati pitcher last night. Mike Leake was charged with an error.
Well, Cedeno homered in the second. Gives him 5 RBIs. A current batting average of .361. One ball, one strike on Ronnie Cedeno. 13 hits and 36 at bats this year. 12 strikeouts. He's not walked one time, Cedeno. And it's bounced to short and on to first for the out there. 2 down. Daniel McCutchen into third. AT&T trivia question. Pitcher who gave up the first hit of Pete Rose's career. Steve, you were right. Steve wrote down Friend. Bob Friend. It was a triple to left field on that day, April 13th, 1963.
Robert Bartmus Friend.
Now, Bob Friend, by the way, went on to win that game, pitch a complete game, despite giving up that triple. The Pirates beat the Reds at Crosley Field that day 12-4. One of 12 complete games that season for Bob Friend, who threw 269 innings that year.
And took the ball every time the manager offered it to him. Very seldom missed any turns. My first major league roommate. Helped me enormously. Still a good friend. Bob and his wife Pat helped Karen and I a great deal when we first got to Pittsburgh.
And still in the Pirates record book for the most games started in Pirates history. 124 years of history, by the way. 477 games started by Bob Friend. Also the career strikeout leader. 1,682.
And currently recovering from a complete shoulder replacement. Very, very rare. And that's a very rare call on that kind of pitch, but Johnny Cueto gets it.
Lamora thought he had checked it, but on the appeal, Angel Hernandez rings him up. See what you think.
The Reds have a case.
that 100-mile-per-hour fastball. He's currently pitching at AAA for the Louisville Bats, the Reds organization. No one knows for sure exactly how far away he is, but
doesn't look like he's too far away.
He pitched today against Columbus, the Clippers, and wasn't as dominant in his second pro start, but still management pretty happy about him. 0-1 with a 0.93 ERA in 2 professional starts with 10 strikeouts. Today he walked 4, struck out 1, and threw 87 pitches in the loss against Columbus. Now, a new pitcher, it is DJ Carrasco. So apparently John Russell just didn't want to burn a pinch hitter. He's one man short with Andy LaRoche on the shelf for at least another day. Ball popped up and the out recorded.
5th appearance for DJ. Take a look at the rest of the stat package. As you peruse that list of numbers, we'll tell you that Daniel McCutchen went 4 innings, giving up the 3 runs on 4 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 1. I would say much better, obviously, than the Arizona start. Step in the right direction for Daniel. A couple of so-so innings, a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings.
I'd be willing to bet, Steve, that last year John Russell stays with McCutchen for at least another inning. This is an indication of how much confidence that John Russell has in this new look bullpen. And a base hit by Votto, who is 3 for 3. Votto doubled in a run in the 3rd inning. This time goes the other way, shoots it past that left side of the infield. Brings up Brandon Phillips, who's walked twice. Happy 8th birthday to Zaya Baldus. He's in the ballpark tonight, celebrating with family and friends. Chilly evening in the Berg.
Called not Pittsburgh, Iceberg.
Ball 1.
Quite an extreme when you go from 78 or 80 degrees to upper 30s.
Yeah.
Get your attention.
It's Rob Drake over at first.
How do you
Runner
know?
goes. And a stolen base for Votto, his 4th in 5 attempts.
Big jump of DJ. Not much of a chance for Ryan Doman, who will go out and talk to Carrasco. Not so much about that stolen base, but they want to make sure they got their signs right with a runner at second. It all changes when you have a runner at second base. He's looking right in at the catcher, so you mix him up a little bit so he doesn't tip off the batter.
That misses high.
You can take another look. See, he's well on his way by the time Ryan Doman gets the ball. Joey Votto runs okay. He's not a burner. But you get that kind of jump, you're going to steal a lot of bases.
And swinging on the 3-0 pitch and lining it to right field. The Reds will take a 4-3 lead. A double for Phillips on base for the 3rd time. On a 3-0 pitch, the green light. Brandon Phillips, who we said earlier drove in 98 runs last season.
Kind of committing to slicing that ball down the right field corner.
Reds had a 1-0 lead in the top of the 1st. Pirates made it 2-1 in the home half. Ronnie Cedeno's home run in the 2nd made it 3-1. The Reds sent 7 men to the plate in the 3rd inning. Scored a pair to tie it. Now they've got the lead with 1 out. Johnny Gomes. Sack fly and a walk tonight for Gomes. Carrasco misses 1 ball and 1 strike. A lot of energy, Johnny Gomes. Runner goes for third. And the out recorded. Brandon Phillips is caught stealing. And really not close.
No, it wasn't. There's not an example of not getting the jump. And a catcher has to decide with a right-hand batter if he's going to throw behind the batter or step out and throw in front of him. That time it looked like Ryan Doman got behind the batter, did the job, and now Carrasco cleans it up.
And Ballpark Franks. Here's Andy modeling his jersey. It'll be given away to the youngsters tomorrow. It's also a kids' Sunday at the ballpark. Enjoy the family fun zone before the game on Federal Street. Kids run the bases after the game. Sponsored by HK Pretzels. Andy LaRoche replica home jersey is given away to kids 14 and under tomorrow. Andrew McCutchen leads off for the Pirates in the bottom of the 5th, with Cincy on top by a run.
You know, Greg, just to finish up on Bob Friend, mentioned that he was recovering from a shoulder replacement. That's so rare. You know, you understand knees and hips, but complete shoulder. So hope it's going well for Bob. And hello to his son, Bob Jr., who, by the way, had his PGA Tour card 1 year back several years ago. And serious golfers will appreciate this. He went to Q school. It's a grind, 7 days or 6 days. He shot a 63 and had to shoot a 63 on the last day of that grind to get his card, and did it.
Wow.
I mean, that is so phenomenal.
Wow.
Always remember that. Say hello to Bob Sr. and Bob Jr. and the whole family. Good people.
Bounce right to the second baseman, Phillips. One out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Mr. Cueto has kind of settled in here, throwing the ball extremely well. Just 2 runners in the last 2 innings of work. Actually, since the Cedeno home run, just 2 base runners for the Pirates. One of whom was erased on a double play.
Millage has doubled in a run and lined out to right.
still getting it to home plate 92, 93 miles an hour. Still has that great fastball. He is not the biggest guy in the world, Johnny Cueto, but gets it done. 5'10". Where do guys 5'10" get that power? The drive through the legs. He weighs over 200 pounds, so he's put together quite well. That lower body to drive through. He helps with the speed.
Count 2-1. The Village people getting ready to cheer on Lastings Village, who is now 3 out of 9 in his career with a home run against Johnny Cueto. And he takes a hefty cut, comes up empty.
Good live fastball in the Cincinnati right-hander.
This will be a foul ball. Village going hard, as we have said so many times before, really since his arrival over from the Washington Nationals. Once he got through the injury, it injured his right hand when he was acquired from the Nationals in the deal for Niger Morgan. It really is phenomenal. Steve, you've said this a lot over the years, that a player shouldn't be applauded for busting. I mean, all he has to do is just, run hard to first base 4 times. But unfortunately,
it's not the
it
case.
just doesn't happen. And when you see a guy like this is how it should be played. What an example he sets, not only for Pirates players, but for everybody on that field. I mean, a routine comeback to the mound. Look at that.
Well, I applaud effort. There's no reason not to applaud effort. The skill levels are relative. Up, down, some better, some worse. But you always applaud effort.
Village retired. 2 down. Brings up Garrett Jones.
A couple of names out of my past. Ronnie Brand was a guest who stopped by to say hello. He caught Bob Friend. Must have in 1963.
That's right.
Yep. When Smokey Burgess was still around. And probably back Smokey up. Smokey Burgess, part of that 1960 championship team. We're going to be hearing a lot about them throughout the summer. Rightfully so. 50-year anniversary of that championship year.
Two and 1 the count. Now, aside from the obvious, a big power hitting first baseman outfielder, Willie Stargell, of course, the first guy that many watching tonight would think of. Who does this guy remind you of in terms of the big stick? Well, for the left or right side?
Well, he's not as big as Willie McCovey.
I'm talking about a Pirate, I mean.
Oh, a Pirate? How about Mark Johnson?
Yeah, very reminiscent of Mark Johnson.
That kind of size.
Yeah.
We thought Mark Johnson was going to be phenomenal after that one spring training he had. He just killed it. Bob Robertson, a power hitting first baseman, but not as tall, but just as strong.
Garrett Jones, a 3-1 count. Baseball fans, visit FSNinsider.com. Register for the Make Your Day giveaway. One lucky winner per month receives a day FSN baseball prize pack. So be sure to sign up for the monthly drawing at FSNinsider.com.
How about Big Stu? Big Stewart.
Yeah, that's who I thought you might name. Dick Stewart. 3-2 the count.
Dave Parker ever play much first base? Not a lot.
Right now, Garrett Jones, like the Cobra, Dave Parker playing right field. We don't know long term where Jones could end up. Clement will have a lot to do with that, Jeff Clement.
If Roberto Clemente had never been a Pirate, Dave Parker, his whole status as what he produced would be elevated. Just every time you talk right field, it's obviously the Clemente reference.
There's a walk.
Dave Parker had himself a terrific career.
Yep.
There's a slim Dave Parker right there.
Boy, you're talking about a 5-tool player. He was it. He could absolutely do it all. Hit for power, run,
throw,
catch, and throw. And this is a 79 championship series against the Cincinnati Reds. And then later, of course, the World Series.
It's Jim Palmer
in Baltimore. Trying to get back to those glory days of those winning teams in the 70s and the early 90s. Speaking of which, by the way, I was stunned by this. Maybe I shouldn't be. But if the Pirates were to win tonight or tomorrow, they would post back-to-back winning series at home to start a season for the first time since 1992.
Thank goodness.
1992, the last time a Pirates team won back-to-back series at home to start a season.
That was a division-winning year.
Yeah. They took 2 or 3 from Montreal, and then a 2-game sweep of the Chicago Cubs back in 1992 at Three River Stadium.
Well, Montreal seems so long ago, doesn't it, when you think of the Expos?
Yeah, not many of those players remain that played for the Expos, now the Nationals. Orlando Cabrera. This pitch is taken for a ball.
Vlad Guerrero.
Yeah. Still a handful left, but as time has gone on, very few can say that they actually played for those Montreal Expos. Orlando Cabrera came to the big leagues as an Expo in 1997. 3-2 the count on Doman.
Is Pedro Martinez playing for anybody right now?
No.
Expo.
Cabrera had some really good years in Montreal, then on to Boston. This is first year with the Reds, and Doman goes down swinging. Doman, a couple of walks and a strikeout. Johnny Cueto and the Reds in front, 4-3. Our game summary: Joey Votto 3 out of 3, couple of singles, double for Votto, an RBI double in the third. He has scored a couple of runs. Lastings Millage 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Ronnie Cedeno 1 for 2, a solo home run. In fact, the Cedeno home run, our Coors Light cold hard blast that came leading off the second inning, his first of the season. Johnny Cueto, it would give the Pirates a 3-1 lead. The Ronnie Cedeno home run. The cold, hard blast brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Jay Bruce, Ramon Hernandez to follow, and then Miguel Cairo against DJ Carrasco. Carrasco's second inning of work in relief of Daniel McCutchen. Trying to put a 0 on the board. Ball fouled out of play. By the way, as we were going to the commercial break, we're talking about players in the big leagues that one time played for the Montreal Expos. And of course, Orlando Cabrera, a longtime Expo before being dealt to Boston as part of a big 4-team deal in 2004. And the Pirates have their own former Expo, Ryan Church, who played for Montreal in 2004. And they moved to Washington in 2005. Jay Bruce takes 2-2. Got him looking. Boy, Carrasco can really slow it down, and he did there.
Arm speed, ball speed, it's up that outside corner. The whole key is not to telegraph it, not to give it away. Same arm action as you have on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the goal.
And their first strike to Ramon Hernandez, who's grounded out twice. One out of the 6th inning. Buccos and the Reds. Game 2 of their 3-game series. And like last year, they'll see a lot of each other. Pirates hoping for much better results this season.
Greg, I see that Tim Lincecum is at it again as the Giants shut out the Dodgers. Scheduled to go anyway. When I see the 9-0, I think of Tim Lincecum.
Told he also went 3 for 4 and drove in 3 runs for the Giants in that game. Lincecum 3-0, beat the knuckleballer Charlie Hager. And they are still, the most incredible story of the night is what's happening in St. Louis, without a doubt. And I mean, Lincecum going 3-0, no surprise in what he did at the plate, but the Cardinals and the New York Mets scoreless in the 14th inning.
Boy, some ERA improvements.
And another strikeout for Carrasco, 3 in a row. As he gets Hernandez, he faces Miguel Cairo. Johan Santana started for the Mets tonight. Went 7 shutout innings, allowed just 4 hits. Jaime Garcia started for the Cardinals. He gave up 1 hit in 7 innings. And the bullpen has taken over and continues to put up zeros in St. Louis.
There's zeros around the National League. Washington shut out the Brewers 8-0.
That was Livan Hernandez going the distance.
They're scoreless in San Diego. No, they're not scoreless in San Diego. Nothing game. Of course, they're just in the first. But you know, it's a team.
It's early. It could be scoreless. Cairo has flied out to center and popped to second. Daniel McCutchen had 2 1-2-3 innings. Ball 2 strikes. On deck, pitcher, great hitting pitcher, Micah Owings. He would bat for Cueto if this inning continues. And there, Carrasco drops down again and almost got and thought he got Cairo. And I think Cairo thought he was gotten.
He was. They weren't the only ones that thought it was a gotten. That ball.
Look at Cairo. Cairo's just waiting. He takes a step across toward his dugout, waiting for the strike 3 call. Instead, now it's 3-2.
When he's dealing, he makes it look very effortless. I mean, just kind of smooth and fluid.
broken bat and a pop-up. Carrasco makes the effortless play. That bat goes sailing into the seats. Well, Carrasco has struck out 3 in 2 innings. He has given up a run with a solid 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. Pirates pitching coach. There's the last pitch of the top of this 6th inning, the broken bat.
Yep, peanut butter and jam. Way into the kitchen. Now the Pirates will face Herrera.
Daniel Ray Herrera.
The screwball specialist, talking about the pitch, not the personality. Making his 6th appearance. Very much a specialist. 6th appearance, just 2 innings so far, 3 hits. Cueto goes 5. 3 runs given up on 5 hits. He walked 4, struck out 4.
Strike on Delwyn Young.
Johnny Cueto, who has not received a decision in his first 2 starts. Let's hope he receives another no decision tonight. That's the reverse of the screwball. That's the curveball. All you got to think of is the opposite. It goes in a different direction.
The screwball does. How come you don't hear much about the screwball these days?
Hold it right there. The curveball goes that way. The screwball goes that way.
Steve, why is it that you don't hear much about that screwball anymore? Nobody throws it?
It's so tough on an elbow. It just is very difficult. I mean, all the pressure that's on an elbow anyway, and then you turn it kind of inside out.
Nice pick by the veteran Cabrera, but the out call.
No.
At first base, Rob Drake calls Delwyn Young out at first.
Looked like that was going to be out of the reach of Cabrera.
Big stretch from Votto.
So very close.
And now Clement, who has walked and struck out. Bouncing ball to first. A nice soft hands there from Votto. Joey Votto, a nice pick over at first base to retire Clement. 2 outs in the 6th.
Pick is made, and the toss.
Here's John Rayner.
Continues to be a struggle at the plate for Jeff Clement. I mean, a real struggle coming in at 115, over 2 tonight.
John Rayner. 1 hit and 4 at bats. Now 2-0 on this Rule 5 pick. Reds up by 1. As the Pirates bat in the 6th inning. Evan Meek will be the new Pirates pitcher in the 7th. Now the count 3-0. Limited use so far this season for Herrera. Last year in 62 innings he walked 24, so that is an issue for Herrera, who probably will not face Cedeno. They've got a right-hander running the bullpen if it got to that point. Strike called on Rayner. Logan Ondrusek in the bullpen. Pop up center field. And it's Dickerson. The Pirates retired 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. They go down in order. They trail by 1. Light freeze cam. Ronnie Cedeno makes a fine play. A tough hop on the backhand. The out recorded over at first base. Another look at the play by Ronnie Cedeno on the shot by Chris Dickerson. Coors Light freeze can. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Ronnie Cedeno also 1 for 2 at the plate with a home run. However, his Pirates are trailing 4-3. Evan Meek, the new Pirates pitcher. Meek's 6th appearance. He'll face Micah Owings, the pitcher / pinch hitter. First pinch hit appearance this season for Micah Owings. Last year in this role was 4 out of 16 with 1 home run as a pinch hitter.
Not the easiest thing to do is sit around all night and go out and face 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, try to get the bat started in time. Enough English on that ball to keep it fair.
1 out. Come celebrate Earth Day at PNC Park Thursday. Pirates host the Milwaukee Brewers, and you can see Ross Ohlendorf showing you the cap that you'll receive for the 12:35 matinee game. All fans get one. It's a recycled green cap, courtesy of Waste Management, and it's a T-shirt Thursday. Pirates.com for tickets. Let's go Bucks. Let's go green. That's the T-shirt you'll get.
Let's go Bucks. It's getting late. Hold them here, put up as another 0, and then take a shot in the bottom of the 7th. After the stretch, everybody will feel better moving around a little bit, I think.
Dickerson 0 for 3. Faced Daniel McCutchen. 0-2, those 3 at bats. The Pirates starter. Carrasco pitched a couple of scoreless, or rather gave up 1 run in his 2 innings. He's on the hook. He struck out 3.
Struck out 3 and destroyed 1 bat.
Count even now on Dickerson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dickerson will turn 28 in a week. Hollywood, California native. 16th round pick of the Reds 7 years ago. And he goes down. Hey, let's check out now our easy-to-use.com minor league connection. Some minor leaguers in AAA Indy. Last night, Jose Tabata, 2 for 5. He's hitting .351 over his last 8 games. Pedro Alvarez, by the way, hit his 4th home run last night. Brandon Jones hit his 1st. And he has 4 hits in his last 9 at-bats. And Tony Sanchez, last year's #1 pick for the Pirates, continues to swing a hot bat in the Florida State League at Bradenton. 3 for 4, double homer, 3 RBIs. Another, sounded like a broken bat. 0-1 count. Orlando Cabrera, who is 2 for 3. Steve, we talked to Kyle Stark earlier today about Mike Lum, who suffered a horrific injury during a pregame workout. Hit by a batted ball. There's a line drive. Diving catch made by Garrett Jones. And happy to report that he is doing much better, Mike Lum, as a coach down in the Pirates minor league system. Nice catch by Garrett Jones. See if that doesn't spark this offense. Garrett Jones diving to make the play. The Pirates trail 4-3. 4-3. Reds lead. 3 more shots for the Pirates. And, of course, they have one of the top closers in the game waiting for them in the 9th inning. So it would behoove the Buccos to get it done in the next couple of frames. Facing Logan Ondrusek now. And it's also time for us to check out Home Depot doing more on defense. Garrett Jones moments ago robbing Orlando Cabrera. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
That almost looked like a replay. We've seen Garrett Jones make that play several times. Come in and make the tumbling catch.
One ball, one strike on Cedeno. Ondrusek made his major league debut opening day against the Cardinals. The ball bounced to first. Votto makes that play. Six appearances so far for Ondrusek. Gave up 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning against the Florida Marlins 4 days ago. That's why that ERA is inflated. Iwamura 0 for 3. Wow, 1 ball, 1 strike. A different look from the 6'8" right-hander from Shiner, Texas. A look
way out in front.
Aki Iwamura. Two 1 count. 2-2. It's going to be interesting to watch a guy like Ondrusek this year. He made his way to the big leagues this season as Arthur Rhodes loosens up the veteran. But this rookie right-hander last year started at A ball in 19 innings, fashioned a 0.96 ERA as Iwamura goes down on strikes.
Again, off-speed stuff from the big man.
Ondrusek promoted to Double-A Carolina, 165 ERA in 33 appearances with the Mudcats, so he was promoted to Triple-A Louisville, where in 21 innings finished with a 174 earned run average. Pretty decent numbers in his first 4 years of pro ball after being drafted in the 13th round by the Reds in 2005 out of a community college in Waco, Texas. But really it was last year and spring training that made Ondrusek see how long that success continues in the pro ranks in his first taste of the big leagues. Strike 2 and 1.
What, 3 base runners for the Pirates since the Cedeno home run?
And one of those base runners was pitcher Daniel McCutchen's infield single.
The other 2 free passes.
3 and 1 on McCutchen. And a walk. Our Barrel League leaders. Stolen bases through 10 games for the Pittsburgh Pirates since 1952. Lee Lacy swiped 11 in 1983 through the first 10 games. Omar Moreno, 8 stolen bases in the first 10 Pirate games in 1982. And Andrew McCutchen tied with Moreno's 80 and 81 starts. Steve, you can't figure that this 6'8" right-hander is all that quick to the plate, right?
Hard to feel like he's going to be able to unwind quickly to make a move to first or to home plate.
This would be a good combination, you would think, with lanky Ondrusek and a catcher, Hernandez, who's not been throwing all that well the last year or so, and McCutchen increasing the lead and leaning a bit.
Yeah, he was anticipating a real good move there and got the changeup from Andrusic.
He is 6 for 6 in the stolen base department.
So far, we've seen a below average move and maybe close to an average move. Don't know if he's got anything better.
By the way, in case you're wondering, the Pirates' record for most consecutive stolen bases without this pitch is taken low. Jason Bay had the almost perfect streak until the very end of the year, right? Was he 20 out of 21?
Something like that.
But right. Miguel Delaunay has the Pirates record. I think it's 13 for 13 for an entire year. There goes McCutchen. How about that? He is caught stealing. How about that?
So we found out one thing. Andrusic can be
quick to the
enough.
plate. Used the slide step, and Hernandez threw a strike to second. Caught stealing for the first time. Perfect strike. We're back here at PNC Park, and the Reds up 4-3. Major League Baseball and People Magazine looking for individuals who make a difference in their communities. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. To nominate, go to peopleallstars.com. peopleallstars.com. Joey Votto will lead things off against Evan Meek. Very important that they keep the Reds off the board for another inning. A 1-2-3 seventh for Meek. Votto 3 for 3.
Keep him off the board here and then do something in the 8th inning, because you're going to see the closer. Cordero has 4 already.
Oh, 2 on Joey Votto. Brandon Phillips and then Johnny Gomes against Evan Meek. Daniel McCutchen went 4. Carrasco went 2. It remains 0-2. Look out over there. Line drive into the seats past that rolled up tarp. By the way, speaking and looking at that tarp reminds me of what a wild storm we had here yesterday, Steve.
Yes, it was.
And Derek Hurlburt, who is on the grounds crew here at PNC Park, part of the Manny Lopez grounds crew, currently in the hospital from an injury he suffered during that storm while handling the tarp. So we wish Derek the best and speedy recovery.
It was violent. A lot of people still cleaning up and hoping their power comes on out in the South Hills.
Right to Cedeno. Pirates get Votto for the first time. Tomorrow, inside Pirates baseball, see why former Major League pitcher Dave LaRoche says Pirates fans can expect more good things to come from his son Andy. Get an inside look at the 2009 Class A champion Lynchburg Hillcats, plus the Pirates plays of the week. All inside Pirates baseball tomorrow, 12:30 here on FSN. Phillips has walked twice and doubled in a run. That double to right field came on a 3-0 pitch with Joey Votto at second, giving the Reds this 4-3 lead. We were talking about former Expos earlier. How do we forget this guy? Didn't he play for the Expos? Brandon Phillips. Former Cleveland Indian. Brandon Phillips was an Expo minor leaguer, never actually played in Montreal, selected by the Expos in the second round. There's a former Expo, Joe Kerrigan. The Indians picked up Brandon Phillips in the Bartolo Colon deal. Reds picked him up early 2006, just before the start of the season. And what a pickup that was. He has really produced some heavy numbers for a second baseman. Phillips drafted by the Expos in 1999. Apparently had scholarships to play football and baseball at Georgia.
Now, Joe Kerrigan was a pitching coach at Montreal. Did he also pitch for him?
I believe so. 2-2 the count. Kerrigan pitched for the Expos in 1976 and 1977. If I'm not mistaken, he played for Bill Verdon, I believe. Yeah. And the strike three call. Evan Meek strikes out Brandon Phillips. 2 down. Second strikeout for Meek. Kerrigan will like that.
Yeah, Brandon Phillips did not like it. Thought it was a bad call. Minor discussion with Paul Schreiber, home plate umpire.
That look says it all, and maybe the Pirates got a break.
Yep.
2 outs.
You won't get the right hand up on all those kind of deliveries, but they got it there.
Joe Kerrigan was a pitching coach, or a bullpen coach rather, for Bill Verdon when Verdon managed the Expos in 1983. John Russell and Joe Kerrigan. Joe Kerrigan in his second season as Pirates pitching coach. The Pirates pitching staff ERA dropped from 5.08 in 2008 to 4.59 last year, and they issued close to 100 fewer walks compared to the year before.
And they're going to clean up that part of this start of 2010 when they've been issuing a lot of walks.
It's like a fine performance tonight from Evan Meek.
Absolutely.
6 up, 6 down. And to the bottom of the 8th, Village, Jones, and Domet due up.
Here's a look forward to the road ahead, brought to you by your Western PA Toyota dealers. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Brewers come in after the off day. We got one more with the Reds tomorrow. 1 o'clock on FSN, and we bring you the second and third games of the Brewers series. Toyota moving forward.
Lastings Village has doubled in a run, lined out to right, and hit a comebacker to the mound.
And you better get it done here in the bottom of the 8th inning, because Francisco Cordero will be ready to go if the Pirates do not score. Probably going to be ready to go regardless.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Millage. Dusty Baker just trying to get it to Cordero. Andrusik trying to do that for him. 2-2.
Getting a note from from Atlanta. The Colorado Rockies' Ubaldo Jimenez has not given up a hit through 8.
Is that about that? How about that?
Sitting on a 4-0 lead. They're in the 16th in St. Louis. Cardinals and Mets. Nobody scored.
And popped up by Millage. 1 out. Well, he does have Arthur Rhodes loosening in the bullpen. Does Dusty Baker go to the reliever?
Yep. Double switch.
25,196 on hand, hoping the Pirates can rally. Down 1. Veteran Arthur Rhodes coming on. And it's a Columbia Gas 8-1-1 call to the pen. We're back at PNC Park in a moment. Here from the official source, the Pirates.com shop. Accept no substitutes. Party fans, 25,196. Now they'll watch Arthur Rhodes
making his 785th Major League appearance.
A 1-2-3 eighth inning last night. Changes for the Reds. Drew Stubbs comes on to play center field, and Dickerson moves to left, part of the double switch. There's Dickerson and Rhodes. He faced Clement, Crosby, and Rayner last night. Retired each man. Boy, Pirates have not gotten a lot of breaks. Garrett Jones could not believe that one either. He did his best to disguise his displeasure, but Mitchell Hernandez rings him up.
Yeah, that one had a real good chance to go the way of the Pirates. Andrusek 4 up, 4 down. Well, actually, faced 4. Got help from caught stealing.
4 runs, 6 hits for the Reds, 3 runs, 5 hits for the Pirates.
Boy, quiet bats for the Pirates since the first 2 innings. Scored their 3 in the first 2 and nothing since.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Lefties hit just 141 against the well-traveled veteran, the 40-year-old Arthur Rhodes last season. Full count. Jones tonight grounded to second, struck out, and walked against the starter Cueto. Cueto a chance to get the win if the bullpen can hold the Pirates. Rhodes strikes out Jones.
The veteran not giving him throwing the fastball. Something other than that, and he gets the K. Good breaking ball right on the outside part of the plate. You almost see every left-hand pitcher try to throw that kind of pitch to every left-hand batter they face.
Yep.
The breaking ball down and away.
Doman has walked twice and struck out.
Needs something dramatic. It's been very, very quiet. Very quiet.
Pirates bats quiet. So are the Braves bats quiet against Ubaldo Jimenez in Atlanta. Turner Field in the 9th inning. A no-hitter, and he'll start off that 9th inning facing Martin Prado.
There it is. The green light is on. Bottom of the 9th. Exciting. Exciting night for Ubaldo Jimenez. Not much excitement in St. Louis. They're in the 16th, scoreless.
That's
with Mets.
incredible, isn't it?
Yep.
Incredible.
Mets and Cardinals.
I don't know which
scoreless.
story is more amazing. That's just zeros into the 16th. One out, by the way, in the 9th in Atlanta. Martin Prado popped up, so Chipper Jones will take his shots. And now here in Pittsburgh, Doman walks for the 3rd time tonight. Elwin Young will face Arthur Rhodes. Young against the righty Cueto, doubled in a run in the 1st and bounced into a 4-6-3 double play in the 3rd inning. And then he faced lefty Herrera and was robbed of a hit by Orlando Cabrera on a ball that looked like it was headed up the middle. And Cabrera's one-hop throw, according to the first base umpire, Rob Drake, beat Delwyn Young to the bag.
All we got to do is hit this ball over the fence, turn everything around. That's all.
Rhodes gave up 3 home runs in 53 innings last year. Arthur Rhodes, a lot of years in Baltimore, handful of seasons in Seattle, 1 year in Oakland, involved in the Jason Kendall deal. So he was a Pirate in the winter for about a month and then traded to Cleveland for Matt Lawton before the 05 campaign. Spent a season in Philadelphia, went back to Seattle. Pitched 2 years ago for a time in Florida, and this is his second season with Cincinnati. Arthur Rhodes with a 1-ball-1-strike count on Delwyn Young. Chipper Jones has flied out to left field, so Ubaldo Jimenez facing Brian McCann now with a 4-0 lead and working on a no-hitter.
Trying to keep the nerves in check, trying to keep the stomach from racing around, the brain going crazy. That close to history.
Jimenez, by the way, has walked 6 in that game. Struck out 7.
Still throwing 95, 97 miles an hour in the 9th inning with a no-hitter. There's some adrenaline charging through right there. Staying alive right there for Delwyn.
Clement on deck. Fly ball to right. Jay Bruce makes the catch. On to the 9th. 4-3. The score remains. Reds in front. Plus, our closer, Tate Pentacolby, ready to answer your questions, break down some key plays. Pirates postgame is next on FSN as we go to the 9th inning. And lefty Jack Tashner.
By the way,
Ubaldo Jimenez.
No.
First no-hitter in the history of the Colorado Rockies.
No.
We're told he got great help from Dexter Fowler, who made apparently a phenomenal catch in center field to assist Ubaldo Jimenez in that no-hitter, the first in Rockies history as he no-hits the Atlanta Braves. He improves to 3-0 with an ERA of 1.29.
Jack Cashner coming in. His 6th appearance. 5 innings, 8 strikeouts for Jack. No great problem with the Pirate pitching tonight. It's the Pirate bats.
Since the Ronnie Cedeno leadoff home run in the 2nd inning, the Pirates 1 infield hit, and that belonged to pitcher Daniel McCutchen. Pop up. Cedeno is out. Left fielder Millage on. And the beat goes on in St. Louis.
Are they going to the 17th yet? Are they just
still
lollygagging around the 16th?
I think they're still on the 16th. Bottom of the 16th. Nothing, nothing. That's hard to believe. With Pujols and Holiday in that lineup. Wow. We're told Pujols has walked 4 times. Fly ball to right. 1 out. You know, the Gypsies in the trailer continue to update us on all things baseball. You know that, don't you, Steve?
When did that nickname came about?
I think Bob threw that on them about 4 years ago. Yeah, the Gypsies.
People with no home.
Bob was always upset that the TV people called it a truck, and he said literally it's a trailer. And he said when you think about it, these guys are a bunch of gypsies in a trailer. So, oh, Bobby.
We're the friends of those that have no friends.
Back is Millage. Got a nice jump on that ball, makes the catch. All right, here we go. And the Millage people like it. And another souvenir from Lasting's Millage. Jeff Clement will be the leadoff hitter. Pirates need 1. Down the Braves 4-0. Livan Hernandez goes the distance for the Nationals, who beat the Brewers 8-0. And Milwaukee falls to 4-7, while the Nationals improve to 6-5. Jaime Garcia, 7 innings of 1-hit shutout ball, matched up against Johan Santana of the New York Mets, who went 7 innings of 4-hit shutout ball. And they are tied into the 17th inning. 0-0.
And the man for the Reds, Francisco Cordero, owner of 254 Major League saves. That's good for 27th on the list. By the way, we'll see the #1 man on the list coming into town Tuesday, Trevor Hoffman, and the Brewers.
3-game series with the Brew Crew. Clement fouls the pitch off. 0-2 on Clement. He was walked, struck out, and bounced to first. And back to the mound. 1 out, a little hopper. Ryan Church will pinch hit. Church bats here in the 9th inning for Tashner against Francisco Cordero. Church 0 for 5 in his career against Cordero with 4 strikeouts.
Last 5 appearances for Cordero, a win and 4 saves.
Cordero trying to earn his 5th save for the Reds in what would be their 6th win. One ball, 1 strike. Ryan Church takes ball 2. Had the big pinch hit, bases loaded, bases clearing double on opening day. Two and two.
Cordero pulls the string on him. The equalizer, an off-speed pitch.
Full count. Trying to get the tying run aboard.
Let's get something going. Just get around on the base pass and go from there.
Line drive. Left center field for Church.
Nice at bat.
Cedeno coming to the plate. Time to check out the Aspendell play that made you smile. And this his first home run of the season that led off the 2nd inning. And it gave the Pirates at the time a 3-1 lead. The Aspendell play that made you smile.
Seems like, Greg, I remember the Pirates fixing up Cordero on a day game last season. One of those weekday businessmen special, they used to call him. The Pirates gave Cordero all kind of problems, knocked him around. This is the man who had 49 saves back in the day with the Texas Rangers.
Signed a huge contract
49.
with these Reds. Two-0 count on Cedeno. 3-0. How about getting the tying run to second and the winning run to first with Aki Iwamura and Andrew McCutchen waiting in the wings?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
taking the strike all the way, 3-1.
Cordero always possessing very good control, but misses.
First and second here in the bottom of the 9th inning with one away. Don't know whether they're thinking of running Crosby here for Church.
I was just looking down the list of who's available. Crosby, Jaramillo, and, well, Laros.
Crosby is really the only option.
Yep.
But they're going to stick with Church.
Got to find a gap here. Find a gap. Roll one around the corner for half a minute or so.
Iwamura 0 for 4.
Plenty of room for Cedeno to get his lead at first.
Ball one. Stay away from Iwamura on the first pitch.
Not playing Aki to pull the ball. Center fielder Stubbs slightly over toward left center. Not anything drastic. Pretty much straight up.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Mr. Cordero going back and reaching back and finding himself a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. This is not his first dance. He's been in this situation so many times. You rack up over 250 saves, you know what the deal is.
2-1. The walk to Cedeno was the first allowed by Cordero this season in 6 1/3, and it was the first drawn by Cedeno this season. 3-1. I mean, you talk about sudden change here from Cordero, walking his first, Cedeno his very first, and now Cordero falls behind 3-1 on Iwamura with McCutchen on deck. What a big pitch this is. 3-1 count on Aki Iwamura. The fly ball to left over near the seats, and it is hits the side, so dropped by Dickerson. That close to being the second out. Just hit the side of the padding there off to the side.
Kept slicing and slicing. I thought it was going to get into the stands. And that ball really should have been caught.
I couldn't tell whether it hit the upper part of that padding or not and deflected. It almost appeared that way.
Yeah, not so sure, but
back to
it looked more catchable than I originally thought.
3-2 on Iwamura. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Andrew McCutchen. Now the tying run is 90 feet away, and the Pirates could win it with a gap shot from Andrew McCutchen as Brian Price slowly walks out to talk to Cordero.
Don't even need really a gap shot, something that doesn't get out there very quickly. Single could do it.
Well, he's no stranger to the walk-off McCutchen, even though he was a rookie last season in a short amount of time. Here on August 25th, 2009, he did it all. This is the walk-off home run against Brad Lidge and the Philadelphia Phillies here at PNC Park. And, of course, the Michael Jordan slam dunk into the pile. Tying run is Ryan Church. He's 90 feet away. The winning run is Cedeno at second.
Looking for something out of the infield.
How about these Buccos at home? Already 2 walk-off wins in this ballpark. Their first 4 games of the season, they're trying to make it 3 walk-offs, including 2 in a row on a cold night. And it's tapped foul.
Get the ball out of the infield. Get the ball out of the infield.
McCutchen faced Cordero twice last year, 0 for 2, and struck out twice.
Didn't need to hear that.
Hidden vigorous.
Reality is reality.
0-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike on Andrew McCutchen, the 23-year-old. Church, Cedeno, the only men that count. Iwamura for good measure at first. Line drive to the gap in left center field. Coming on to make the catch is Dickerson, and that will not even score a run. A line drive toward the gap in left center that hooked toward Dickerson. Boy, McCutchen couldn't do much more than that. 2 outs.
Just didn't get it real good. It looked like a gap shot when it left, but just had no carry.
And you see Dickerson saying the ball sliced, hooked right to him. And no chance for Church. No. 2 outs in the 9th. And now it's Millage, who last night did this with McCutchen at second. McCutchen scoring easily to give the Bucks the walk-off win. And now Millage takes ball 1. And now they have to do it with 2 outs as Millage nods confidently. McCutchen hit a line drive toward the gap in left center field that hooked into Dickerson's glove. No chance for Church to score. Big cut and a miss, 1-1. Clement started the inning with a comebacker to the mound. Church, the pinch hit single, then back-to-back walks and the line out. And now with 2 outs, it's up to Lastings Millage. 2-1. Let's see what Millage has done previously against Cordero in his career. 1 for 3. Pirates down to their last out. 2-2.
He got his money's worth on that swing. 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Nothing held back there by both parties.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Millage.
Showtime.
How do you do? Everybody is off on this pitch.
Lastings trying to gather himself. Needs to be so selective. Cannot help Cordero out, but the last thing you want is to be rung up on a call 3rd strike. This is it.
Walked him and the game is tied. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
3 walks by a closer that doesn't walk people. Such discipline by Lastings Millage, although that pitch really wasn't as close as it appeared to the naked eye looking from back of the pitcher. Lays off.
And now it's Garrett Jones. Strike 1. Jones 0 for 3 with a walk.
Wow. 4 runs, 6 hits for each team. Aaron wanting more than just the base hit here. Downstairs, didn't get down to get it.
Faced Cordero once last year and walked. There's the winning run 90 feet away. 1-2.
A 32 pitch inning to this point for Francisco Cordero.
Oh, almost nicked him. 2-2.
John Russell and Dusty Baker, it's never easy. It's never easy. Either way, either side.
Ball 3. Oh, my.
Well, the Pirate Pen had a meltdown control-wise in the 8th inning last night, and now Cordero close to the ultimate meltdown.
3-2.
How do you do?
If this one misses, the Pirates win.
Always the drama is extended. Always.
Drive to right center field, and it is a walk-off win! Garrett G.I. Jones! The Pirates have come back and defeated the Cincinnati Reds! Back-to-back walk-offs at PNC Park! Raised a Jolly Roger in Pittsburgh!
How do you like it so far?
What a battle.
How about the fireworks coming late? As long as they get there on time, and this ball just had so much carry to it.
How about the battle in Bucks of 2010? That was a battle against one of the best closers in the game. Grinding out at bat after at bat. Cordero, the control troubles. And Jones, who fell behind in the count, worked it full and delivered.
What a treat for this crowd of over 25,000. They say the Pirates, they saw the Pirates not go away. Not go away.
How about that win? So we repeat now, for the first time since 1992, the Pirates start off their home schedule winning back-to-back series. And they can go for the sweep tomorrow. Wow. Cordero and